Everything else looks quite marvellous. Can I just tell you, oh no, I won't do it now because he's on the start line. We'll do it later. Do it later, you'll see. Just something went through my brain a bit quick. Not that much goes through my brain very quick these days, but managed to get my brain and my mouth to operate at the same pace for a change. On the line then for 250cc solos, understarters orders, somebody's touching the tapes. Away they go, a nice clean break. Richard Smith, the British champion, a poor start there. In 5th place as he goes down that straight. Let's see if he can make his way through the field. Up he goes into 4th past Jack Walker. On into 3rd place. Ahead of Darren Rell. On to the back wheel of number 21. R. Hill. Richard Hill. And here they come then. Looks like Steve Syrett at the front. Richard Smith is right there with him. Steve Syrett it is that leads the British 250 champion. From 21, Richard Hill. From Jack Walker, Darren Rolfe and Chris Norris. Round the turn and Richard Smith has got the inside line. He's clear now of Steve Syrett. He's showing why he's British champion. Here in the eastern centre, where he leads by 3 points over Gary Wells and Steve Syrett, the 250 Eastern Centre Championships. Bad luck for him last week at the Maidstone meeting. The Inter-Centre British Team Championships is now called, where he broke down. There's no breaking down today. He wins race 1 in fine style from 5th to 1st in 4 laps. Sydney Solo 250 sponsored by Tesco's. Every little helps. 1st place to number 33, the British champion, Richard Smith. In 2nd place was number 62, Stevie Syrett. In 3rd place was number 21, Richard Hill. 4th place was number 262, Jack Walker. 5th was number 77, Chris Norris. And 6th was number 41, Darren Rolfe. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute and 19 seconds. An average speed of 50 miles per hour, precisely. Yes, sidecars, more commonly known to me as strimmers. Also been called wheelbarrows and all sorts of unfortunate names, but they are really the international class of sidecar. Been told that due to the non-starters, that the 500cc sidecars, 500cc solos and 1000cc left-hand sidecars are all being merged to just 1 race apiece due to the amount of non-starters this afternoon. So this should be a combination of races 2 and 3, according to my notes here in the commentary box. Keith Beard was a non-starter. We should be looking for Raz Palmer and Danny Hogg. Cristello. No, Cristello was a non-starter. Ernie Crowell. Trevor Ron Steward. Welcome back to them. But it looks like it's Keith Drury, is it not, that's coming around that corner first. Keith Drury and Richard Webb heading the ex-British champion, Raz Palmer. Raz Palmer's in 3rd. Well, the current reigning, defending, whatever, champion, 91, in the lead, coming round there now. That's Keith Drury and Richard Webb. Trevor and Ron Steward. And then number 71, Raz Palmer and Danny Hogg with a bit more. Then John Hathaway. Then Paul Moorcock. And bringing up the rear is Mad Earn. Last lap flag then for the defending champions, Keith Drury and Richard Webb. From Trevor and Ronnie Stewart. Raz Palmer in serious problems there. Will he limp home and get those remaining points? There goes the checkered flag, the win, the first one of the afternoon in this class this afternoon for Keith Drury and Richard Webb. From Trevor and Ronnie Stewart. From John Hathaway. race 2 and 3 combined was a win there for number 91, Keith Drury and Richard Webb. In second place it was 77, Trevor and Ronnie Steward. Third place was number 27, John Hathaway and R. Wells. Let's see, Rob Wells, Rob Wells. Fourth place was number 123, Paul Moorcock and Simon Curtis. Fifth place was number 151, Ernie Crouch and Stevie Green. Sixth place was number 71, Brian Palmer and Danny Hogg. The winner's time yet again was 1 minute and 19 seconds, a speed again of 50 miles per hour precisely. Right, we lost probably, ladies and gentlemen. 5-year book, blue in colour. Been handed in here at the caravan. You've lost that little book. Lots of information in it. You better come and see me. Here they go then. Looks like a solo 2-valve to me. They come round the turn. It's that Tony Shrimp Davey that's out in front, the ex-Ipswich Speedway rider. Done down through the valve in Grasstrack racing. Not only at the local level, but also on the national circuits. But this is Tony Shrimp Davey, the man that started it. Up the turn he comes now, leading from 119, and Simon Richardson in second, then 89 Dave Ryan in third. 118 is Aaron Bartram, followed by Chris Sindall and Roy Hazelden. Oh, Tony Davey, I'm very much used to these 2-valve Jawas that he campaigned so successfully on the Speedway a few years ago. On his last lap, from Simon Richardson. Dave Ryan now trying to take that second place from him. Not quite able to do it this time. Roy Hazelden on the trusted BSA looking down, his cutout come out of its holder. There goes the checkered flag for Tony Davey. From Simon Richardson, Dave Ryan, Darren Bartram. 2 valves, leg 1. A cracking win there for number 7, Tony Davey. In second place, 119, Simon Richardson. In third place, number 89, Dave Ryan. In fourth place, number 118, Darren Bartram. And in fifth place, number 31, Chris Sindall. No other finishers. The winner's time at 1 minute 23 and 4/5 seconds, a speed of 47.2 miles per hour. 350cc solos. In this one we should get Tony Davey, it says. I can't seem to want to do 2 races on the trot. 4 riders leave the line there for the 350cc. First race of the afternoon. Phil Ranson's got it in the bag by the first corner, followed by Tommy Rowlett in second place. Up the hill they come then, it's number 6. Phil Ranson from 114. Tommy Rowlett loses that second place. Neil Scopes in this one, unfortunately a non-starter after his concussion from last week, but he's out of hospital and he's on the mend. Here comes number 6, Phil Ranson, from number 8 in second place there, Rhys Wilding. Then at 114, Tommy Rowlett, and then 17, Tim Recker-Mount. Around the turn they come again, and here at the ugly speed bowl, Phil Ranson is leading, but Rhys Wilding is coming up on the inside fast. The last lap flag is short, there's just 1 more lap to go, with Phil Ranson leading from Rhys Wilding in second place. Rhys Wilding trying hard to come up on the terms with Phil Ranson. Phil Ranson now knows he's there. Rhys Wilding now goes for the outside on Phil Ranson. Phil Ranson takes him wide and he cuts back on the inside. It's going to be close to finish, but it's just Phil Ranson from Rhys Wilding. A cracking race there from those two, with Tommy Rowlett. Good points there for third place. Nick Irwin, Keith Webb, Michael Pacey, Gareth Roberts, Nathan Irwin and Andy Gomm. I'll take this opportunity to introduce to you good people up here a young lad you may not have seen before in number 183, Nathan Irwin, from the very what's the word I'm looking for? Experienced racing family from the Irwin family. His father and his uncle race, and indeed he's in this race with his uncle at the moment. That's Uncle Nick on 332, Nick Irwin, and 183 is Nathan Irwin. 15 years of age, one of the first of the young lads to come up on a 350cc machine aged 15. New ACU rulings for this year. Living in Crowborough in East Sussex, a long drive up, some 90-95 miles I should think up here this afternoon for him to join in with the big boys. Let's wish him luck in this one. Let's see how he gets on here at the Ugly Speed Bowl near Stansted in Essex. Here they go then. Your host this afternoon, the Gunmo Club, putting on everything they can to make your day more worthwhile. Teri Massingham made the best of the start, led into the first corner, but she's been overtaken by a very ungentlemanly rider, whose name happens to be Jack Walker. So Jack Walker leads it. Teri Massingham in second place, Rhys Wilding in third, Gareth Roberts in fourth. Gareth Roberts gets the better of Keith Webb and takes that third place, gets up on the back wheel of Teri Massingham. Round the turn they come then. Jack Walker leads it out of that corner. Flat out he comes up this straight. It's Jack Walker leading. I'll tell you about Jack when he can hear me later. 2-1-3 then Teri Massingham in second place. Gareth Roberts in third. Keith Webb in fourth. It's all happening here in this one. Nathan Irwin at the moment, our young 15-year-old lad, bringing up the rear. But he's got a good future in front of him. Just needs a bit of practice. Round they come then. Jack Walker taking the last lap flag. Gareth Roberts moves up to second. Another ungentlemanly manoeuvre on Teri Massingham there. Teri Massingham in a good third. Keith Webb slides to earth in fifth place. Nice graceful lay down. He won't be impressed with that one. He's picked it up. He's kept it running. Or has he kept it running? No, perhaps he has. There goes Jack Walker past the checkered flag with Gareth Roberts second. Teri Massingham in third. Nick Irwin in fourth. A win there for number 2, 6-1, Jack Walker. In second place, it was 1-1-7, Gareth Roberts. Third place, 2-1-3, Teri Massingham. Fourth place to 3-3-2, Nick Irwin. Fifth place, number 2-5-1, M. Pacey. Sixth place was number 1-8-3, Nathan Irwin. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute 20 and 1/5 seconds, an average speed of 49.3 miles per hour. In Worthington. Here they come then. Off the line. In the Amos and Paul Phillips make a cracking start into the first term with Symon Wall and Simon Beaney in hot pursuit in second place, and we've got problems for James Rogers and Damien Janes, who've dropped down on the centre green. Bad luck for them, looking down at the engine, wondering what's gone wrong, and John and Wayne Stafford also got problems. No problems for Ian Davis and Paul Phillips, though. With the non-appearance of Steward Brothers this afternoon, this could see the Eastern Centre Championship changing hands into Ian Leamis and Paul Phillips' hands. But there's a long way to go through this meeting yet. As they come round their turn now and they come up this straight, it's 1-8-3. Ian Leamis and Paul Phillips on number 5. Symon Wall and Simon Beaney. And then we've got John and Wayne Stafford playing with the gear lever. He's got a bit of gearbox trouble with the old Yamaha there. Here goes the last lap placing for Ian Leamis and Paul Phillips, looking every inch champions here this afternoon. Symon Wall and Simon Beaney there in second place. Symon Wall, regular big-time Grasstrack campaigners will know that that is Ivan Matthews' passenger. Out for a ride round on his own, well not his own, with Simon Beaney this week. There's the second flag, it's 1-8-3, Ian Leamis and Paul Phillips to take the win from number 5, Symon Wall and Simon Beaney. So it was a win for number 1-8-3, Ian Leamis and Paul Phillips, another additional runner. 1-8-3. Looks like he's coming in the wrong race. Okay, I'll keep the mouth shut. 1-8-3 in first place was Ian Leamis and Paul Phillips. In second place it was number 5. Symon Wall and Simon Beaney. And in third place was number 81, John and Wayne Stafford. No other finishers. The winner's time, 1 minute 32 seconds, a speed of 48.4 miles per hour. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think there was races 7 and 8 have been combined. Races 7 and 8 combined. Ian Leamis wasn't there in the wrong race. Guess I was surprised not to see Rick Colvin and Matt Diggs. Here we go then. 500 500cc solos. Looking for number 3, Simon Davey. Surely he'll take up the running on the first turn. It looks like it is him that goes in front in this race. This is a combination of races 9 and 10 in your program. In second place is number 10, Stevie Daw. Simon Davey leading, Stevie Daw there in second place. Stevie Daw, it's only ride so far this season. Made a bit of a comeback here last year at this circuit and open. Always through this Grasstrack here. This James Pegg, and it's Graham Brown, and it's John Wainwright, and it's Luke Cross. And Andy Kerrison. Jason Wilby looks like he's gone out with problems there. Meanwhile at the front line, Tony Davey having it all his own way. Sorry, wrong run, Simon Davey. Turned the clock back a few years, didn't I? Back about 2 races. Here he goes. Simon Davey out in front. James Pegg there in second. We seem to have lost Steve Daw, but there's John Wainwright. John Wainwright goes down there. Big slide for him, but he's up and okay. What happened to Steve Daw? Can't see Stevie Daw anywhere on the circuit. There goes the checkered flag then. Simon Davey takes it from James Pegg, from Graham Brown, from Lee Cross. Andy Kerrison. There's Stevie Daw. Race 9, ladies and gentlemen, race 9. Don't put it in the wrong place. Race 9, solo 500cc's. The win there for number 3, Simon Davey. Second place, number 94, James Pegg. Third place, 122, Graham Brown. Fourth place, number 28, Lee Cross. Fifth place, 561, Andy Kerrison. Sixth place, number 10, Steve Daw. Seventh place was number 11, John Crowley. Eighth place was 22, Gary Brown. Ninth was 1 John Wainwright. 10th was number 17, Tim Mount. No other finishers. The winner's time 1 minute 17 and 2/5 seconds. An average speed of 51.1 miles per hour. So far, the fastest time of the day. These gentlemen from mostly from the Kent and Sussex area, and with some in from Wales. Not any Welsh drivers here this afternoon. We have certainly got a good array of left-hand sidecar talent here. They tell me 1, 2, 3. Benny Penfold is a non-starter. Number 18, Rob Heath goes in this one. Number 18, Rob Heath goes in this one. Ladies and gentlemen, this is race 11 and 12 condensed. 11 and 12 condensed due to the heavy number of non-starters this afternoon. So you're also going to get, in place of 151 Graham Hill, 112 Rick Colvin. Here they go then. They're way down the first straight. It looks like Rick Colvin and Matt Dix are scorching to the lead, and Matt Dix is nearly off it. He's still nearly off it. They've gone very wide there, allowed Rob Heath to come through on the inside. They've held on to second place, and they're gunning down that straight now to come back past Rob Heath, and they do so. Rick Colvin and Matt Dix leading again this race. Rob Heath in second place with Andy Butler in the chair. They're in second at the moment. Then it's Ken Jarvis and Pete Ruffle. Then Paul Grayson and Richard Fremantle. They've got a little bit wide. Then Ron Jarvis and Michael Moore, sorry. Here they come though, Rick Colvin and Matt Dix, the first time out on this left-hand sidecar outfit. Can they hold on to a victory here? Rob Heath is pushing hard on the outside. Rick Colvin's taking him wide. They go down that straight there, almost side by side. Rick Colvin trying to hang on to it. Matt Dix putting it in tight on the corner. Rob Heath tries the long way round. Here they come then, as they come round that corner up on the banking. There's Rick Colvin just in ahead on the inside there with 1 lap to go. Rob Heath trying everything he knows to come on third. The Godden V-twin goes round the outside. The Yamaha Genesis holding on to a tighter line, but the Godden's got away with it. Rob Heath leads. Rick Colvin and Matt Dix relegated to second place at the moment. Not a lot they can say about it now as the other man pulls away. Round the last turn they come then. Through the dip, up the bank it is Rob Heath that takes the win. Rob Heath and Andy Butler from Rick Colvin and Matt Dix. Then Ron Jarvis and Michael Moore. Then Paul Grayson and Richard Fremantle. Ken Jarvis and Pete Ruffle. Race 11 and 12 combined there. What a cracker that was. Race 11 and 12, almost a fairy tale start to a left-hand career. But not quite. Indeed, it was a win at the end of the day for rider number 18, Rob Heath, and Andy Butler. In second place was 112, Rick Colvin Mathix. In third place was number 209, Ron Jarvis and Michael Moore. In fourth place it was number 8, Paul Grace and Richard Fremantle. In fifth place it was number 68, Ken Jarvis and Peter Ruffle. In sixth place it was 3-1-2, Steve Maitland and Kev Brewer. The winner's time at 1 minute 35 seconds, an average speed of 41.6 miles per hour. Rebs rise and under starter's orders. Richard Smith there touching the tape, so he's away. Down the straight they go. Stevie Syrett gets the better of it. Richard Smith goes with him. Stevie Syrett takes it and the red flag goes out. The red flag goes out. I think we had an unsatisfactory start. Unsatisfactory start there, ladies and gentlemen. The rider's going back to the start line to do it all again. Fortnight's time, it's back up this way and I'll be here so you can come down there. ESSA, Eastern Sporting Sidecar Association, run on the 20th at their White Coal Circuit near Chelmsford. No, near Colchester. I always get them too muddled up. Richard Smith's away this time at the 250s. He won his first heat quite excitingly and he's away from Jack Walker here in second place. Steve Syrett not getting the best of the starts this time. Richard Smith leading, Jack Walker second. In Richard Hill, then Chris Norris and then Stevie Syrett. Well, I reckon Stevie Syrett can catch one or two of them up, you know. We'll trail by the time we get to the checkered flag, won't we? Already making some ground on on Chris Norris. Richard Smith, though, showing why he's British champion. He can even borrow somebody else's machine and win. 33, Richard Smith leading. Jack Walker trying to take that second place from Richard Hill, but Richard Hill hanging on to it. Then it's Chris Norris, and then Stevie Syrett. Still plugging away and making up a little bit of ground. There he goes, past Chris Norris on the BSA. Puts himself in fourth spot. Richard Smith then takes the last lap flag. Surely he's getting closer to being Eastern Centre Super Champion this year. Down that turn he goes then, down that back straight. On he wheelies as he goes. Richard Smith enters the last turn for the last time. From Richard Hill in second. Then Jack Walker in third. Stevie Syrett, ooh, I think he was just fourth. He might have snatched that third place on the line. We'll wait for the lap scorer's decision on that one. And then number 7, Chris Norris, bringing up the rear. You see Solo, sponsored by Tesco's. Every little helps. A win, a fine win. Second in a row for number 33, Richard Smith. In second place, it was number 21, Richard Hill. Third place to number 262, Jack Walker. Fourth place to number 62, Stevie Syrett. Fifth place to number 77, Chris Norris. No other finishers. The winner's time 1 minute and 20 seconds. A speed of 49.5 miles per hour. Off we go, a couple of wheelies off the start there, allowed a man to get away, and the man to get away was Raz Palmer, who'll be thankful for that after his very low score in the first round. Round the turn they come in, it's all action stuff here. Look at that second and third place man. Raz Palmer and Danny Hogg thankfully away. And then Keith Drury and Richard Webb in third. Keith Drury and Richard Webb closing the gap now on Trevor Ron Steward. Brian Palmer has absolutely shot away. 4 points for him right this afternoon, and Raz Palmer is out there following everybody he can lay his hands on now. Get that Eastern Centre Championship. The defending Eastern Centre champions gone a little bit wide there, chasing after Trevor Ron Steward in third place. That's Keith Drury and Richard Webb. 71, Raz Palmer. And Danny Hogg leading this one. Second, number Keith Webb and Richard Webb. They come up on the inside this time. Have they made it through? Yes, they go by. Trevor Ronnie Stewart seemed to have stopped though. Just at the magic moment, Trevor and Ronnie seem to have picked up an engine failure. Round they come then. There goes the checkered flag. Brian Palmer Danny Hogg pick up a win there from number 91. Keith Drury and Richard Webb. Then it's Paul Moorcock. John Hathaway. And Mad Ernie Crouch and Stevie Green. 500cc international class, a win there for an ex-British champion, number 71, Raz Palmer and Danny Hogg. In second place, it was number 91, that's Keith Drury and Richard Webb, defending Eastern Centre champions. In third place, it's number 1, 2, 3, Paul Moorcock and Steve Curtis. In fourth place, it's number 27, John Hathaway and R. Wells. In fifth place was number 151, Ernie Crouch and Stevie Green. No sixth finisher. The winner's time was 1 minute 18 and 2/5 seconds, a speed of 50.5 miles per hour. On with Simon Richardson, what will happen this time? Flat out they go into that corner then, and looks like Tony Shrimp David has got to the front again as he comes out of that corner. Dave Ryan is there in second place. Simon Richardson this time is in third. Then it's Brian Horrigan. Darren Barker is third, sorry. Simon Richardson's back in fifth. Brian Horrigan's in fourth. Lucindo in sixth and Roy Hazelham bringing up the rear. Problems for Dave Ryan as he takes to the centre green. Not sure if he's lost his chain, I'm not sure what's happened there, but Dave Ryan in problems. There's 7, Tony from Davey, a fresh win in the first one, and it's away well in this one. 118, Darren Barker, 119, Simon Richardson, then Brian Horrigan, then Chris Sindo and Roy Hazelham. Those positions remaining unchanged as they come around now. The 2-valve Java guns its way up the hill. Tony from Davey at the controls. But it's Darren Barker on a 2-valve shower. Simon Richardson on a 2-valve shower. Brian Horrigan on a 500 Jam. Chris Sindo on a 500 Jawa. All these engines just 2-valve, 1 inlet and 1 exhaust. Before the revolution in 1975 when the Westlake 4-valver came to rule the roost. Number 7, Tony Davey takes the win. In second place, it was 118, Darren Bartram. In third place, 119, Simon Richardson. Fourth place, number 53, Brian Horrigan. And in fifth place, number 31, Chris Sindo. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute 22 and 2/5 seconds, an average speed of 48 miles per hour precise. Michael Pacey and Andy Gom. No Neil Scopes, I'm afraid, concussion from last week, but sure. Here we go then, 350 is Phil Ranson, takes up the run in Nick Irwin, it is that goes with him. Andy Gom is that comes flying through. Here they come then, number 6, Phil Ranson. From Andy Gom. From the Irwin. Number 8, Rhys Wilding there in third place at the moment. Nick Irwin drops back to fourth. Round the bank in they come then. Number 6, Phil Ranson leads. 1 Andy Gom, Rhys Wilding. Nick Irwin, Tommy Rowlett, Teri Massingham. The race continues. Positions remain. Here they come. Round the banking again then. Number 6. Phil Ranson on a late down Jawa. And then Andy Gom on the Alabama competition Jawa. Then Rhys Wilding. Rhys Wilding goes through for second. Rhys Wilding goes there by. Takes that second place by storm from Andy Gom. Looking good this time. Phil Ranson cuts a nice tight line out of that corner, takes the checkered flag, 2 rides and 2 wins for him. Rhys Wilding 2 seconds, Andy Gom's there in third. Nick Irwin, Tommy Rowlett. C Solos as win there for number 6, Phil Ranson. Second was number 8, Rhys Wilding. Third was number 261, Andy Gom. Fourth was 332, Nick Irwin. Fifth was 114, Tommy Rowlett. And sixth was 251, Michael Pacey. The winner's time, 1 minute 18 and 3/5 seconds, an average speed of 50.3 miles per hour. From the top, 6, 8, 261, 332, 114, 251. 1 minute 18 and 3/5 seconds, 50.3 miles per hour. I see that Teri Massingham pulled up and went on to the centre green. Now the old slave driver, her dad, good job he can't hear me, innit, is forcing her, look, to push that bike with that crash helmet on all the way round the circuit up here to the finish line. He's with a rotten bugger, he's walking back near at the pits with that flag, look. Go on, round of applause for that. Absolutely cream crackered. Let her collapse in a heap in the centre green for a minute if she wants to. Yeah, look at Dad run with it. Look, he can go some. A man in the caravan here said she wants to kiss her life. I don't know how many volunteers we got, but please, boys, stay behind the ropes. We under starters' orders. There they go. The 350cc solos underway again. Looking for Tim Mount, Andy Kerrison, Keith Webb, Steve King, Gareth Roberts and Nathan Irwin. And how many we got? 4 we've got. Here they come. Gareth Roberts out in the lead. 117 it is that leads. From 17, Tim Mount in second. 52, Keith Webb in third. Then 183, Nathan Irwin. Bringing up the rear in 4th place at the moment. Keith Webb gives it a bit of a tank slapper. He's gone a bit wide, but I think he's just about got it under control. Nathan Irwin gains a few yards on Keith Webb. Gareth Roberts, a good tight line round that corner. Up the straight he comes then, showing them the way home in this one. At half distance is Gareth Roberts. From Tim Brecker Mount. From Keith Webb. From Nathan Irwin. Better turn that time by Keith Webb. The 350cc Godden leading then. Tim Mount tried it round on the outside now. Legs trailing as he goes round that corner. Here comes 1-17. Gareth Roberts out in front on the Godden. From Tim Mount on the Jara. Keith Webb on the GM. And then Nathan Irwin bringing up the rear. Gareth Roberts has gone a bit wide. Tim Mount making it up on the inside now as he comes into this corner. Again, looks like he's going to try the outside run. Gareth Roberts a good inside line, and Tim Mount tucks it up, tries to come back underneath him, and there he goes for the checkered flag. A win for Gareth Roberts from Tim Mount, Keith Webb and Nathan Irwin. 50cc solos as a win there for number 1-7, Gareth Roberts. In second place was number 17, Tim Brecker Mount. In third place it was number 52, Keith Webb. And in fourth place, number 183, Nathan Irwin. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute and 25 seconds, a speed of 46.6 miles per hour. Rick Cole will join in from the back. Here they go then. James Rogers and Damien Janes obviously through the problems they had in race 1 as they scorch into the lead ahead of Ian Leamis and Paul Phillips. Then it's Symon Wall and Simon Beaney. Then John and Wayne Stafford. And then Rick Colvin and Matt Dix. Number 4, James Rogers and Damien Janes leading this one then. Ian Leamis and Paul Phillips. Then Symon Wall and Simon Beaney. Rick Colvin and Matt Dix move up into 4th place. After a clutchless start. Round the corner, up the hill, here they come. Number 4, James Rogers and Damien Janes leading this one ahead of Ian Leamis and Paul Phillips. Out goes Rick Colvin and Matt Dix. Problems for them as they roll across the centre green. Intent on cutting hay for the Dumbo Club. Here they come, number 4. That's the last lap flag. James Rogers and Damien Janes lead this one. Paul Phillips who won the first one, a second this time. Good point scoring for them. Then it's Symon Wall and Simon Beaney, and then John and Wayne Stafford. Up the hill for the last time, the checkered flag is out. The win for James Rogers and Damien Janes. Second place, 183. Number 5, Symon Wall and Simon Beaney on the outfit that's for sale. Ex-Andy Stevens outfit. And then 81, John and Wayne Stafford. Right-hand sidecars. Place 19 and 20 combined, and the result is a win for number 4, James Rogers and Damien Janes. In second place was number 183, Ian Leamis and Paul Phillips. In third place was number 5, Rick Colvin and Matt Dix. In fourth place was number 81, John and Wayne Stafford. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute 28, 3/5 seconds, an average speed of 50.3 miles per hour. Grasser here to supply all your needs. We must get down and get some Lucozade in a minute. Hello, Rick Colvin's got off and left his bike in the middle of the track in disgust. Here Here they go then. The 500cc solos. Flying down the straight there. Another condensed race. Races 21 and 22 together. And Simon Davey is in the lead. Simon Davey's got it in the bag at the moment. Looks like Stevie Daw on with him. And down goes John Wainwright on the outside there. He's struggling to his feet. Looks like he's up and okay, John Wainwright. Here they come then. Number 3, Simon Davey. From number 10, Daw. From James Peck, Brian Brown, Andy Garrison, Lee Cross, John Crowley. Then Gary Brown and Tim Recamount bringing up the rear. There they go then, the last lap flag for Simon Davey on Stevie Daw. Breaking that throttle open, chasing after Simon Davey. Then James Peck, Brian Brown, Andy Garrison, Lee Cross, John Crowley, Gary Brown and Tim Mount. Up the bank in, there they go, another win done and dusted for Simon Davey. Stevie Daw, a good second place with a weedy to finish. That was a really good finish. And then number 94, James Peck, Brian Brown, Andy Garrison, Lee Cross and Gary Brown. John Crowley on the floor at the moment. He's up to his knees though, talking to the marshal. I think everything's a-okay. Don't panic in the pits. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why don't put these results in the wrong races, will you? Race 21 and 22 combined. The winner for number 3, Simon Davey. Second to number 10, Stevie Daw. Third to number 94, James Peck. Fourth was 122, Graham Brown. I'll get him right in a minute. Fifth was 561, Andy Garrison. Sixth was 28, Lee Cross. And seventh was 22, Gary Brown. No other finishes. The winner's time, 1 minute 11 and 2/5 seconds. An average speed, the fastest so far this afternoon, of 55.4 miles per hour. 55.4 miles per hour. Rick Colvin and Matt Dix, that's why they left their bike on the centre green there, their right-hand machine on the centre green, because they had to get back and get the left-hander out. And don't forget, last time he trapped like a trooper, was the first one down at the first corner, where Matt Dix decided he was going to bail out, then decided he wasn't. And only by the end of the race who got caught by 18 Rob Heath. What will happen this time? 6 runners in this race. Anything can happen. Looking for Ken Jarvis and Pete Ruffle, Rob Heath and Andy Butler, 112, Rick Colvin and Matt Dix. In fact, it's an all-in affair again, so races 23 and 24 are being condensed. Therefore, we'll also see 209, Ron Jarvis and Michael Moore, and number 8, Paul Grayson and Richard Fremantle. That's the line-up then, total line-up for this race 23 and race 24 combined for the 1000cc left-hand sidecars. I think the fact that the Mainstay meetings last week caused 1 or 2 problems for the riders, 1 or 2 injured and 1 or 2 with badly abused machinery. It's left the start line a little bit empty here today. Also the Southern Centre Grasstrack Riders Association running down there in the south has taken some of the southeastern boys in that direction. So the limited entry here today. Rick Colvin has gone very wide. Rick Colvin and Matt Dix were leading that one, but they've gone very wide again on that corner, and I think Paul Grayson's got through on the inside, also has Rob Heath and Andy Butler and Ron Jarvis, Michael Moore. There goes Steve Maitland and Kev Brewer. Rick Colvin and Matt Dix not getting on quite so well now with this left-hander. All action on the front line. Now look at those 3. You've got a pocket handkerchief over the 3 of them as they come out of that corner. Ron Jarvis, Michael Moore, almost touching the back end of Rob Heath there. They've forced their way through now on the inside, but Robbie's got better ideas. He's gone for the outside round Paul Grayson. Paul Grayson's taken him wide. That's left a big gap through, and sure enough, there goes Ron Jarvis and Michael Moore into second place. As they now take the long way around Paul Grayson. Paul Grayson holding onto that inside line. Rob Heath comes through for second place. Ron Jarvis and Michael Moore. It's all action stations on the front line in this one. Then Steve Maitland and Kev Brewer. Then Ken Jarvis and Mick Ruffle. And then Rick Colvin and Matthew Dix bringing up the rear. Look at those front 3 though. There's no love lost there at all as Rob Heath forces his way into the front. He was the man who won the first leg. He's out in front. I think I'm out of the last turn. of this the second leg. And there it is, a win for Rob Heath and Andy Butler from number 8, Paul Grayson and Richard Fremantle. Then number 209, Ron Jarvis and Michael Moore with the chain off. Then Steve Maitland and Kev Brewer, Ken Jarvis and Pete Ruffle, Rick Colvin and Tufty Dix. Race 24, the 1000cc left-hand sidecars, or should I say race 23 and 24 combined, was a win for number 18, Rob Heath and Andy Butler. In second place was number 8, Paul Grayson and Richard Fremantle. In third place was 209, Ron Jarvis and Michael Moore. In fourth place was 312, Kev Brewer and Steve Maitland. Wrong way round, never mind. Steve Maitland and Kev Brewer. Fifth place was number 68, Ken Jarvis and Pete Ruffle. Sixth place was 112, Rick Colvin and Matthew Dix. A winner's time of 1 minute and 32 seconds, an average speed of 43 miles per hour, precisely 43. 250cc solos away there down the line then, and here they come. Stevie Syrett goes into the lead first. Richard Smith's right there with him. The 4-horse race this one. Stevie Syrett holding off the challenger Richard Smith. Richard Smith going on the inside now. Can he take it? As they come back, they're coming to Stevie Syrett from Richard Smith. Then Jack Walker and Richard Hill having a right ding-dong battle between them. Richard Smith goes to the inside and through he goes. Front wheel lifts in the air. Stevie Syrett goes there with him. Stevie Syrett trying the outside run, but Richard Smith got the best of it. Richard Smith 2 from 2 so far this afternoon. Leading this one. Not hard to see why he's British champion, is it? Regular goers, I know I've been saying for 3 years he was going to do it, and this time he finally proved me right. And it's lovely to get the 250 title out of Shropshire, bringing it back home to the south east and eastern counties. Richard Smith leading. There's Stevie Syrett in second. Then it's 21, Richard Hill, and then Jack Walker bringing up the rear. Flat out making the dust fly as he comes round there. It's 33, Richard Smith taking the checkered flag, 3 from 3 so far. A win for number 33, Richard Smith. In second place was number 62, Steve Syrett. Third place was 21, Richard Hill, and fourth place was 262, Jack Walker. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute 17 and 3/5 seconds, an average speed of 51 miles per hour, precisely. Humbrol 01482 701191. Whose is this? You've lost it. Come and see me. You can have it back. Here's the line then, the 500cc sidecars, the international class. Brian Palmer and Danny Hogg go into the lead in this one. Looks like Ronnie and Trevor Steward in second, and then Keith Drury and Richard Webb in third. Raz Palmer in his lead. Steward in second place, fighting hard. Actually making up a few yards, I think, on Raz Palmer as they go for into that corner. Trevor and Ronnie Steward pushing Raz Palmer and Danny Hogg all the way, and then Keith Drury and Richard Webb, trying to get as many points this afternoon as possible in this one round. And allowed Raz Palmer to gain ground and get ahead. Raz Palmer showing that he is every inch a champion as he leads the rest of the field round this turn. The last lap flag showing this time is Raz Palmer and Danny Hogg from Rodri and Trevor Steward. Keith Drury and Richard Webb, a little bit of a gap back to John Hathaway. And then bringing up the rear is Mad Ernie Crouch and Stevie Green. Three enjoying their Grasstrack racing. So this is the last turn for the last time. The checkered flag is out. Number 71, Raz Palmer takes the win. Trevor and Ronnie Stewart take second. Keith Drury and Richard Webb in third. Then John Hathaway. Then Paul Moorcock. The 500cc sidecars, a win for number 71. Raz Palmer and Danny Hogg. In second place was number 77, Trevor and Ronnie Stewart. Third place was number 91, Keith Drury and Richard Webb. In fourth place was number 27, John Hathaway and Rob Wells. Fifth place, number 123, Paul Moorcock and Steve Curtis. And in sixth place was 151, Ernie Crouch and Stevie Green. The winner's time was 1 minute 19 and 3/5 seconds, an average speed of 49.7 miles per hour. 2 rides and 2 wins this afternoon so far. Here they come again. Tony Davey hasn't quite got the best of the start, but he's got the fastest machine down that first straight, and he heads into the first turn. Clear of the rest of the field. Tony Davey, Shrimp by name, Shrimp by nature. Here he comes, flat out. From Simon Richardson, Darren Barton, Dave Ryan, Chris Daw. Who's going to get Brian Horrigan in this one? On the trusted 500 jam. See Rick Colvin and Matt Dix have returned to their outfit to see if they can get that going. Ready for leg 3. Number 7 then, Tony Davey leads, Simon Richardson in second, Dave Ryan in third, Darren Barton in fourth, and Chris Daw in fifth. Doesn't look like anybody can touch Tony Davey this afternoon in the 2-valve class, and they can't catch Simon Davey in the 500 class. So Davey's ruled the roost here. That's an Unmown Club's meeting at Ugly and Essex. The 2-valve Jaras come home first and second and third and fourth and fifth. 5 out of 5, 2-valve Jaras. Made by the Czechoslovakian Jawa Company in the Eastern Bloc. Here they come then. Round the turn, number 7, Tony Davey, 3 rides and 3 wins this afternoon. From Simon Richardson this time in second, Dave Ryan in third, Darren Barton in fourth, and Chris Daw in fifth. There again, 3 rides so far, 3 wins for the unbeatable number 7, Tony Shrimp Davey. In second place was number 1 to 1 and 9, Simon Richardson. In third place was number 89, Dave Ryan. Fourth place was number 118, Darren Barton. And in fifth place was number 31, Chris Daw. No other finishers. The winner's time of 1 minute and 23 seconds, an average speed of 47.7 miles per hour. On there the 350cc solos again, and away they go. Another good start there. Nick Irwin getting away first. Tim Mount's gone there with him. Teri Massingham stopped on the line. So they go in the other one, chaps. Here they come then. 3-3-2. Nick Irwin leads from number 8. Rhys Wilding in second place, and then it's number 17, Tim Mount in third. Rhys Wilding going through on the inside of Nick Irwin this time. Can he make it? Yes, he's got his front wheel in front, but Nick Irwin fights back on the outside. Rhys Wilding goes through again on the inside. It's level stuff here, but Rhys Wilding seems to have got the better of it in the middle of that turn. Out of the corner they come then. Rhys Wilding leading. 3-3-2. Nick Irwin goes there with him. In 17, Tim Mount. Teri Massingham underway. Oh, good job that is going. That'd make her push that in there 4 laps, wouldn't he? Takes a wide line round, keeping out of the firing line there, and joins in the race. Here they come then. Number 8, Rhys Wilding. Takes the last lap flag from 3-3-2. Nick Irwin from 2-1-3, Teri Massingham. Although she is in a technical 4th spot, because Tim Mount really holds that 3rd. Rhys Wilding then round the bank in. Here he comes, checkered flag time, but Rhys Wilding takes his first win of the afternoon from 3-3-2. Nick Irwin in second. In 17, Tim Mount in third. A win there for number 8, Rhys Wilding. In second place it was 3-3-2, Nick Irwin. And in third place, number 17, Tim Mount. The winner's time was 1 minute 20 and 1/5 seconds, a speed of 49.3 miles per hour. The rest of the 350cc solos go in this one. We haven't seen Tony Davey on a 350, so we'll call him a non-starter. There's plenty of others in it though, and cracking start there from can't quite see who it is. Tommy Rowland, I think. He wasn't got the rest of the start. It was Tommy Rowland got the best of the start, but Phil Ranson's taken it from him, so it's Phil Ranson, Tommy Rowland, Gareth Roberts, Tracy, Andy Hogg, Keith Webb, and Nathan Irwin. Don't forget, Nathan Irwin, only 50 years of age, cut his teeth here this afternoon with the big boys. And look at the way he's gaining on Keith Webb there. He's not frightened. The bloke's nearly 3 times his age. Woo, that was bitchy, wasn't it? Number 6, Phil Ranson from 114. Tommy Rowland, 117, Gareth Roberts, 261, Andy Hogg, 251, Michael Basie, 52, Keith Webb, and 183, Nathan Irwin. Keith Webb goes wide, it's let him through, Nathan Irwin goes through. Picks up 6th place from Keith Webb. There goes the last lap flag. Number 6, Phil Ranson from 114. Tommy Rodick from 117. Gareth Roberts. 261, Andy Gomez like he's in problems. Michael Pacey slips through. Nathan Irwin chasing hard. Keith Webb there. All happening in this one. Andy Gomez goes past Michael Pacey. Nathan Irwin lines the two of them up as he comes into the last turn. Here goes the checkered flag. 3 wins for Phil Ranson. Then 114, Tommy Rodick. Gareth Roberts. What's going to happen here? Jack Walker looking down at his engine, Michael Pacey, Nathan Irwin and Keith Webb. DC Solos, a win there for number 6. Phil Ranson. 2nd place, number 114, Tommy Rodick. 3rd place, number 117, Gareth Roberts. 4th place, 261, Andy Gomez. 5th place, number 251, Michael Pacey. 6th place, number 183, Nathan Irwin. And in 7th place, number 52, Keith Webb. The winner's time was 1 minute 20 and 4/5 seconds, an average speed of 49 miles per hour. Race 31 and 32 then. Rick Colvin got a problem with the clutch, but he's another one of those late starts. Here they come, James Wilson, Damien Janes in the 2nd leg. They go out front in this, the 3rd one. From Symon Wall and Simon Beaney in 2nd. Then Ian Phillips. So, Ian Leamis and Paul Phillips in 3rd. Then Rick Colvin and Matt Nix in 4th. And then John and Wayne Stafford in 5th. Flat out they come round that corner. James Rogers and Damien Janes. Making them up more in this one. Breakdown in their first ride, costing them deal on points for this afternoon. So they're down that back straight now like long dogs. Matthew Fumarono was ahead of him with 5, but he hasn't turned out this afternoon. Ian Leamis ahead of them on 8. He's here and favourite to take it now this afternoon. But in front was Vaughan Roberts, who unfortunately with gearbox trouble is unable to make it this afternoon. So looks like Ian Leamis has a good chance of taking the side. Last lap then. James Rogers and Damien Janes piling up the points here this afternoon. From Symon Wall and Simon Beaney, then Ian Leamis and Paul Phillips, then Rick Colvin and Matt Nix to win the double this afternoon, right and left hand sidecars. There goes the last lap flag. James Rogers and Damien Janes taking it. Oh, that was close. Who are you going to give that one to, boys? And then Rick Colvin and Matt Nix in 4th place, John and Wayne Stafford in 5th. Race 31 and 32 combined with 1000cc right hand sidecars. A win for number 4. James Rogers and Damien Janes. In 2nd place, it was number 5. Symon Wall and Simon Beaney. Just on the line, ahead of 183. Ian Leamis and Paul Phillips. In 4th place, it was 112. Rick Colvin and Matt Nix. And in 5th place, it was number 81. John and Wayne Stafford. The winner's time, 1 minute 28 and 4/5 seconds. A speed of 50 miles per hour, precisely. Were you paid to come in? We didn't pay to come in. Go back and pay. Here they come then. Stevie Daw looks like he's got the best of it this time. Simon Davies back in 3rd place. Stevie Daw's gone very wide, riding up the bank in very fast indeed. Simon Davey. Simon Davey, 2 rides and 2 wins so far this afternoon, and holding 3rd place at the moment. Then it's Lee Cross and Andy Carrison. Graham Brown on the centre green with problems. So, yeah, Graham Brown didn't take part in it. Gary Brown is the one who's down with problems. Bearings in the swinging arm causing problems for Graham Brown, unable to take part in this one. But look at Stevie Daw. Let's compare his time to the rest of the programme. Here comes Stevie Daw around their lovely corner. Look at that beautiful style. Taking the last lap flag. Stevie Daw leads this one. Long change back. Simon Davey in problems. Simon Davey looks like he's got problems there. There's Lee Cross. And then it's Andy Carrison. Stevie Daw trailing that left leg, locking that bike up sideways. Beautiful line round that corner, mid-track, perfect ride in there. The front wheel in the air. Checkered flag for Stevie Daw, the first win of the year for Stevie Daw. From James Peck in 2nd, Simon Davey in 3rd. In race 34 combined. I can't believe the time of the speed. Race 33 and 34 combined. The 500cc solos as a win, and a jolly fine win for the return to number 10 is Stevie Daw. In second place, it was number 94, James Pegg. In third place, it was number 3, Simon Davey. In fourth place, it was 28, Lee Cross. And in fifth place, it was number 561, Andy Kerrison. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute 11 and 2/5 seconds. Would you believe 55.4 miles per hour. Races 35 and 36 are combined, so there's only one race now before the interval. And this is it. Rick Colvin and Matt Dix. A bit of a problem getting the outfit lined up for the start there. Ken Jarvis and Pete Ruffle move in alongside him. Steve Maiden and Kev Brewer go in this one. So do Ron Jarvis and Michael Moore. And Paul Grayson and Richard Fremantle. And up the other end there I can see number 18, Rob Heath and Andy Butler. 2 rides and 2 wins so far for them this afternoon. Calling the mechanic in for some final adjustments. Probably just getting the thing properly into gear. Rick Colvin and Matt Dix now got trouble. There's the trouble in his left-hand sidecar lot. Once one gets a problem, the rest seem to come out in sympathy for him. Right, looking like fun here this afternoon as those boys get those bikes lined up. The revs rise on the starters' orders. The tape goes, and here they come with a cracking start as they go down their first straight. Rick Colvin and Matt Dix make it to the front again this time as they head down into the first turn. Matt Dix getting across on the chair, getting his bum down. That's bum scraping good round that first turn. They've gone wide. They've let a big gap through, and through comes Paul Grayson. Closing the door on the others as they come out of that corner, and Paul Grayson made the move through. In second place, going back to third, the hands of Ron Jarvis and Michael Moore. They're holding that third at the moment. Rob Heath, the man who's won the races so far this afternoon, trying to go down the outside of him. Rick Colvin becomes a sandwich as Rob Heath goes round the outside. Steve Maitland nips up on the inside. Round they come then. Right in the banking. Number 8. Paul Grayson and Richard Fremantle. Problems for them. The hand goes in the air. So problems for them as they hold that outfit. No, not quite. They've launched Richard Fremantle right up in the air there. Richard looks okay. Paul looks okay. The red flags are out though. The race is being stopped. Oh, that was a shame. I'm not sure what happened there. Something brought the bike to a stop, and then when it in the corner could have had a flat back tyre, causing the vehicle then to dig in at the front end and shoot them over the top. Certainly launched Richard in fine style. At the end of the meeting to lift up the ropes and pull out the stakes for the Dunmow Club. A lot of work needs to be done here tonight. It's all got to be cleared away. Animals come back to graze on this land tomorrow, and we do need the track now. Here we go then. Rerun of race 36. Rick Colvin and Matt Dix. Another cracking start from the inside there as they go into that first turn. Rob Heath, the man who has won 2 races here so far in this class this afternoon, is right on his back wheel. Nice bit of cornering there from Rick Colvin. Ron Jarvis goes past Rob Heath and comes up on the outside of Rick Colvin. He's going to that corner. Ron Jarvis has made his move around the outside. Rob Heath's gone with him. Rob Heath now tries on the inside of Ron Jarvis. Rick Colvin's right there in third place. Then Steve Maiden and Kev Brewer, and then Ken Jarvis and Pete Ruffle. Steve Maiden and Kevin Brewer trying to go to the outside of Rick Colvin. Rick Colvin on a good inside line there, but it's Rob Heath that's got away. Rob Heath on the Godspeed group. From 209, Ron and Les Jarvis. Rick Colvin goes back into 5th place. Rob Heath and Andy Butler lead this one then. Ron Jarvis trying to come up on terms with him on the inside now as they come round this corner. Dropping slightly downhill as they come round. Down to the bottom of the hill, start to go up the bank, and it's number 18, Rob Heath. And Andy Butler, but look, as Ken Jarvis squeezes through on the inside. Ron Jarvis has gone on the inside. Rob Heath cuts back underneath him again as they go down that straight. It's neck and neck, side by side. Ron Jarvis is over half a bike's advantage. Into this turn they come then. Ron Jarvis forced to take a bit wider line, allowing Rob Heath through on the inside. 2 wins so far here this afternoon. Can he make it through? There's the checkered flag, and Ron Jarvis sneaks it. Ron Jarvis and Michael Moore sneaked it on the inside there from Rob Heath and Andy Butler. Then Steve Maiden and Kev Brewer, Ken Jarvis and Pete Ruffle. And bringing up the rear, the final starter, 112, Rick Colvin and Matt Dix. And Lancaster just got overhead somewhere and put inside the caravan. I can't see it, but it's over here, they tell me. Oh, there it is. I'll put my head down low enough I can see it. We are on it here this afternoon to have that. Lancaster Bomber, flying overhead. Good job he's not after us, isn't it? 1000cc left-hand sidecars, the third leg. Over and done and dusted this time. The winner was number 209, Ron Jarvis and Michael Moore. And I'll give you the rest of the results after this solo 2-valver. Brian Horrigan on the fastest Jap on the field, takes in front of Tony Davey in second place. It's Brian Horrigan showing the old Japs can rule the roost. He comes up the banking. Tony Davey in second place. Then Darren Bartram. Third is Simon Richardson. Then Dave Ryan. Then Darren Bartram. And then Chris Sindall. Look at Brian Horrigan. Nearly as old as his number plate, you know. But oh, Tony Davey sneaks through on the inside. It was such a good ride there from Brian. Brian again comes back at him on the inside there. The old 500 Jap. James Alfred Presswick Motor from London. Bikes that ruled the route from 1936 to 1966 on the Speedway. They carried on right through the 70s on the Grasstrack, but finally the Jawas, the Goddens, the Weslakes, the GMs took over. Good to see it though, out here at Utley. Tony Davey leads, Brian Horrigan in second place, Dave Ryan in third, then Simon Richardson, then Darren Bartram and then Chris Sindall. Last time we'll see the 2-valvers this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good to see these old-time bikes. One or two old-time riders coming back to have another go. They tell me Ken Dodd's here, they tell me Harry Godding's here. Maybe they weren't out there with these boys. Tony Davey takes the win. Brian Horrigan in second, Dave Ryan in third, then Simon Richardson, Darren Bartram and Chris Sindall. Race 37 then, ladies and gentlemen, race 37. The last race for the 2-valvers this afternoon, and it was 4 rides and 4 wins for number 7, Tony Shrimp Davey. In second place was 53, Brian Horrigan on the 500 Jap. In third place, it was 89, Dave Ryan. Fourth place, 119, Simon Richardson. Fifth place, 118, Darren Bartram. And in sixth place, number 31, Chris Sindall. The winner's time was 1 minute 23 and 1/5 seconds, an average speed of 47.6 miles per hour. From the top, 7, 53, 89, 119, 118 and 31. 1 minute 23 and 1/5 seconds, speed of 47.6 miles per hour. Race 36, I'm not going to do it, am I? They're away off the line again. Race 39 now, the Solo 250, sponsored by Tesco's. Every little helps. Here they come. Richard Smith, the British champion, in second place. Chasing hard after Stevie Syrett, who's in front in this one. Jack Walker on his 50th birthday is there in third. Then it's Richard Hill. A right ding-dong battle with Jack Walker, the birthday boy. Here they come then. Leaping up the hill, Richard Smith's done it. Richard Smith is out in front. This will be 4 rides and 4 wins if he can hold on to this one. And surely that may give him the Eastern Centre Championships to go along with his British Championships. What a great year Richard Smith's been having. Now he's threatening to move into the 500 class. And even those old boys might have to look out. There goes the last lap flag then. 33, Richard Smith leads. Stevie Syrett in second. Then number 21, Richard Hill. Then 261, 262, sorry, Jack Walker. Getting lapped there at the moment, 110, Kay Harris. He goes at this Grasstrack racing on his 4-stroke Honda. There goes the checkered flag. Richard Smith takes the win. Stevie Syrett gets the second place. Ignore that 110, he's a lap of arrears. Then it's Richard Hill and Jack Walker. Helps the 250cc Eastern Centre Championship is now done and dusted. We've only got to add up the points to confirm the winner. The winner of the race though was number 33, Richard Smith. In second place it was number 62, Stevie Syrett. In third place it was number 21, Richard Hill. In fourth place it was number 262, Jack Walker. And in fifth place number 110, Kay Harris. I think it's Kevin, I'm not sure. The winner's time was 1 minute 20 and 2/5 seconds, an average speed of 49.2 miles per hour. 68, 112, 1 minute 32 seconds, 43 miles per hour. We've already had the 250 solos, race 39, so this should be race 40. 500cc sidecars, fourth and final leg. The result will be given on points over the fourth legs. This is not actually the final. Due to the lack of starters, lack of competitors this afternoon has been condensed into 4 legs, and this is a 4th point scoring leg, not actually a final. Just because you win this race doesn't necessarily mean to say you've won the meeting. There they go then, a nice clean break, and away goes Raz Palmer, and with him goes the Steward Brothers. The Steward Brothers go through on the first hurdle, do they? No, Raz Palmer gets an extra twist of throttle from somewhere and drifts a little bit wide, but he's coming beautifully around that corner now. Trevor Ron Steward right there in 2nd place. Holding on to 3rd. Paul Moorcock back there in 4th. John Hathaway in 5th. There's no Mad Earn in this one. What happened to Mad Earn? Go on, mate. Raz Palmer leads. Danny Hogg acting as ballast. Trevor Ron Steward there in 2nd place. But look at Keith Drury and Richard Webb trying the outside run round them on this corner. They'll need a lot of speed if they're going to do it. They haven't done it this time. 71, Raz Palmer and Danny Hogg. But Trevor Ron Steward holding on to 2nd. Look at Keith Drury. Look at Keith Drury going to the outside there. He's trying it. Oh no, there it goes. The big try there, and Richard Webb and Keith Drury are space over apex. It's not looking good up there. Keith Drury's rolling around. Keith Webb is absolutely stationary at the moment. Well, they're trying just a little bit too hard perhaps there and spun over. The St John's ambulance are soon in attendance, rushing to the scene of the accident now. Okay. Three laps have been completed, so the result will stand. So race 40, the 500cc final, not final, 500cc 4th leg, ends in disaster, but the result stands, and it's a win for number 71, Raz Palmer and Danny Hogg. In 2nd place, it was number 77, Trevor and Ronnie Steward. In 3rd place, it was number 123, Paul Moorcock and Simon Curtis. And in 4th place, it was number 27, John Hathaway and Rob Wells. No other finishers, no time or speed on that one. Race stopped after 3 laps. Between Phil Ranson, Rhys Wilding, Gareth Roberts, Andy Gold, Tim Mount, Nathan Irwin, Tommy Rowlett, Michael Pacey, Nick Irwin and Keith Webb and Teri Massingham. So that's the runners for this, the 350 final. They leave the line, they head down the first straight. Phil Ranson's got the best of it at the moment. Phil Ranson heads into the first turn. Teri Massingham fighting to get off the start line. Number 6, Phil Ranson leading there. Tommy Rowlett in 2nd, Rhys Wilding in 3rd. Then Andy Gold, then Gareth Roberts, Tim Mount, Keith Webb, Michael Pacey, Nick Irwin and Nathan Irwin. Tommy Rowlett hanging on to that 2nd. Rhys Wilding trying harder on the outside now. Seems to have the advantage as he comes up the bankhead. Number 6, Phil Ranson leads. Then it's Rhys Wilding, Tommy Rowlett, Andy Gold, Gareth Roberts, Tim Mount, Keith Webb, Nick Irwin, Michael Pacey and Nathan Irwin. Nathan Irwin heading towards another signature on his very valuable licence, towards getting the national licence he needs to progress in this sport. There goes the last lap flag. Phil Ranson looks like he's got a little thrown up. Rhys Wilding in 2nd place, Tommy Rowlett, Andy Gold, Gareth Roberts, Tim Mount, Nick Irwin and Keith Webb side by side. Then Michael Pacey and then Nathan Irwin, our 15-year-old starlet, on his way to another signature. Up the hill they come, then there goes the checkered flag and Phil Ranson takes it. Rhys Wilding in 2nd, then Tommy Rowlett, Andy Gold, Gareth Roberts, Tim Mount, Nick Irwin, Keith Webb, Michael Pacey and Nathan Irwin. Going on a lap of honour then, 114 there, Tommy Rowlett, and the champion here this afternoon, number 6, Phil Ranson. look there, Phil Ranson on 20 points after 2 legs. Not sure how many points he gets today, whether that could be enough to put him in front. I think it probably will. Phil Ranson, the second was number 8, Rhys Wilding. Third was number 114, Tommy Rowlett. Fourth was number 262. Sorry, 261. Jack Walker. Birthday boy, 50 today. In 5th place was 117, Gareth Roberts. In 6th place, 17, Tim Mount. 7th place, 332, Nick Irwin. 8th place, 52, Keith Webb. 9th place, 251, Michael Pacey. And 10th place, 183, Nathan Irwin. The winner's time, 1 minute 17.15 and 1/5 second. The speed of 51.3 miles per hour. Left-hand sidecars, we should get Ron Jarvis and Michael Moore, Rob Heath and Andy Butler, Steve Maitland, Ken Brewer, Ken Jarvis, Peter Ruffle, Rick Colvin, Matt Dix and Paul Grayson, Richard Fremantle. Rob Heath's making no mistake this time, he's away quick, but look at Rick Colvin nipping up on the inside as they go into that corner, but it's Rob Heath holding on to the advantage. Matthew Dix is almost falling out of the chair. He's back on though. Ron Jarvis comes through on the inside, takes Rick Colvin a bit wide. You want to get some new handholds put on that Rick Colvin outfit for the passenger. Only 4 going in this one though, and it's Rob Heath and Andy Butler leading this one. From Ron Jarvis and Michael Moore in 2nd place, Rick Colvin and Matthew Dix in 3rd, and then Steve Maitland, Ken Brewer in 4th. Maitland, Ken Brewer, and having a right ding-dong battle with Rick Colvin, gets the advantage as he comes out of that corner. Meanwhile on the front line is Rob Heath and Andy Butler coming up to take their last lap flag. Surely the championship for them this afternoon in the bag. Not there is an Eastern Centre Championship of course for left-hand sidecars, but the honours of the day be with them. Ron Jarvis though making a big move up on the outside now. He's going to catch him napping on this last corner. He's going to try. He's going around the outside. Rob Heath and Andy Butler holding a good tight line there. Ron Jarvis, no real answer to it. He's just had to give up on that one. To come across the line then, Rob Heath and Andy Butler from Ron Jarvis and Michael Moore. Steve Maitland and Kev Brewer. And bringing up the rear, Rick Colvin and Matthew Dix. You're supposed to be showing your appreciation, ladies and gentlemen, as these boys make their way back to the pits, but you don't seem to be doing much movement. Perhaps you don't appreciate good sidecar racing when you see it. Race 41A or race 38, wherever you like to put it. Sidecar 1000cc, left hand, 4th leg. A win for number 18, Rob Heath and Andy Butler. In 2nd place, it was 209, Ron Jarvis and Michael Moore. In 3rd place, it was 312. Steve Maitland and Kev Brewer. In 4th place it was 112, Rick Colvin and Matt Dix. The winner's time was 1 minute and 30 seconds, an average speed of 44 miles per hour. Do the job properly, not handicap himself by starting behind the rest of them. Rick Colvin then comes into line. Surprised me how hard that young man works, you know, and on a Sunday afternoon, keeping 2 outfits running. There they go, the tapes have gone, and here they come down the first straight. Damien Janes, Damien Janes, down the first straight. Symon Wall and Simon Beaney in 2nd, Rick Colvin and Matt Dix in 3rd. The Indy Amers and Paul Phillips, the favourites for the Eastern Centre Championships this afternoon, back in 4th place at the moment. Then John and Wayne Stafford at the rear. The Indy Amers trying the outside line around Rick Colvin. Rick Colvin comes to the right, but that's where they go. Damien Janes leading this one from Symon Wall and Simon Beaney in 2nd, Rick Colvin and Matt Dix still holding on to 3rd, and the Indy Amers and Paul Phillips. And then John and Wayne Stafford. Round the turn here they come in. Damien Janes leading this one by the proverbial mile. Symon Wall and Simon Beaney on the outfit that's for sale, proving how fast that outfit is. Then Rick Colvin slides it to the right. Ian the Amers trying to force through on the inside, but Rick Colvin's got a better on him at the moment. The last lap flag is being made ready as they come round this turn. Look at the gap, look at the lead that James Damien Janes has as they take that last lap flag. 2nd place there is Symon Wall and Simon Beaney from Rick Colvin and Matt Dix, but I think Ian Leomis has got him this time. Ian Leomis goes right round the outside. A very fast run there. Rick Colvin gunning it out of that corner at the banking, but I think he's lost it. He has. He's down to 4th place. Out of the last turn they come then. No mistake in the leader. Number 4, James Rogers and Damien Janes. They take that one. Look at this battle as they come round here for second. This goes to Symon Wall and Simon Beaney from Ian Leomis and Paul Phillips, Rick Colvin and Matthew Dix, John and Wayne Stafford. Sidecars, right-hand sidecar, 4th leg then. The victory going to number 4, James Rogers and Damien Janes. In the 2nd place it was number 5, Symon Wall and Simon Beaney. In 3rd place it was 183, Ian Leomis and Paul Phillips. In 4th place was 112, Rick Colvin and Matt Dix. And in 5th place was number 81, John and Wayne Stafford. No 6th finisher. The winner's time 1 minute 23 and 3/5 seconds, an average speed of 53.3 miles per hour. So we don't want the track down quite as quick. But I know you'll all disappear, eh? Here we go then, the 500cc final, officially the last race of the afternoon, and Simon Davey has trapped like a long dog down that straight. Stevie Daw goes with him. Simon Davey slides a little wider in that corner, cutting it back in nice and tight. Stevie Daw goes with him. Stevie Daw approaches after Simon Davey, and it's going to take this big cross. Andy Garrison. All happening here at Ugly, next to the M11 motorway. Number 3 then, Simon Davey. Number 10, Stevie Daw. 94, James Peck. Lee Cross. Andy Garrison. The race continues. Simon Davey's got it all his own way at the moment. Stevie Daw's looking as dramatic as ever in 2nd place as he tries his hardest to catch up with Simon Davey. The last lap flag has gone, those two are well clear. James Peck is in 3rd, then Lee Cross, then Andy Garrison. Then is number 22. There goes the checkered flag and the win for number 3, Simon Davey. 2nd place with a big wheelie, Stevie Daw. Then 94, James Peck. 28, Lee Cross. 561, Andy Garrison. Then 22, Gary Brown. There he goes then, Simon Davey. Give him an extra clap. Give him an extra round of applause for setting the fastest time of the day. Race 43, the 500cc solo 4th leg. Was a win there for number 3, Simon Davey. 2nd place was number 10, Stevie Daw. 3rd place was number 94, James Peck. 4th place was number 28, Lee Cross. 5th place was number 561, Andy Garrison. 6th place was number 22, Gary Brown. Now the finishers, the winner's time 1 minute and 11 seconds, an average speed of 55.7 miles per hour, the fastest time of the afternoon.